Hi, friend, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Dr. Melissa Grill-Peterson, and I'm so excited to be sharing our cash pay practice system, the 3 essentials with you that will allow you to immediately go out and transform your practice. So whether you're ready to break free from insurance or just grow beyond where you've been from good to great, moving through that glass ceiling. What we're going to talk about on the webinar today is I'm going to share the 3 essential steps that will allow you to build a scalable 6 and 7 figure thriving cash pay practice. How? By creating, marketing, enrolling, and delivering premium cash pay programs that are going to run between about $3,000 and $10,000 per program. Now we're going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to share with you what I've used in my own practice, what we've got hundreds of doctors around the country using successfully every day, and we're going to show you how you can easily implement this too. Now listen, in just a minute, this slide is going to go away and you're actually going to see me on camera. We had such a successful live session that we wanted to share that video. And when you stay through to the end, we have a special offer. So we'll see you on the other side. Hi friends, Dr. Melissa here. It's Thursday. Sorry if you were just with us. We had a little internet snafu. We're back. We're fully on. Everything is good. This is what happens here sometimes, right? So welcome to our Thursday event. Now listen, I'm just making sure everything is showing up here because we had that little challenge. Thank you all for your willingness. There we are. Okay, great. We're here. So listen, today we are going to rock and roll. We're going to talk about the 3 essentials that you must have in order to create your dream cash pay health practice. Now, this is absolutely possible. So whether you want to make 6 or 7 figures, you are going to get to understand the outcomes that you want to achieve today. We're going to take you through the system to get really clear, and so that you can understand what it takes to put the pieces together to get from where you're at to where it is that you really desire to be. Sound good? Okay, so let me tell you that the cash pay practice system really began for me more than, well, gosh, probably 8 years ago. Now this happened after many years in practice. Many years of, I've already had several different practices, different type of practice models, 6-figure, 7-figure, okay? One that was a 5-figure when I first started out. So I kind of ran the gamut of going through growth. And I was back in practice. And through all of those journeys, you know, I felt like I was doing a lot for a little. I had a lot of things under one roof, but I don't know if you can relate. What I had gone through repeatedly in this natural health and wellness space was I was so driven by the desire to help to transform the health and the lives of the people that came through the doors, that came into the practice, that wanted the help, right? And so I felt like I was their advocate and I was there to help them, and it was this fantastic process. But with all of the things in my toolbox, if you will, everything under my roof, I was really struggling with how to monetize. So meaning I kept doing a lot for a little. And while I loved my patients, the longer this went on through the different iterations of my different business models, the more exhausted I became. I began to question, I began to doubt, I began to become frustrated. And none of us want to become frustrated with the things that we love the most, right? So it was after a point, and tell me if you can relate. You know, I had worked enough long hours. I had missed enough dinners with my family. I had worked through lunches long enough while everybody else went. I really had gotten to the point, and I'd spent enough money. I'd spent enough time out doing talks, enough money on all this marketing. And I just got to the point where I'm like, I'm kind of sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now that's what our patients come in for usually. They get to that breaking point. So where they're motivated by pleasure or pain. And unfortunately, I got to a point in my practice where I was motivated by pain. It became painful. And I said, I'm no longer willing to continue this way. So again, you may have heard me share this story before, so stay with me. I'll keep it short, but really, I had to say, well, how do I fix it? What do I do? I have to look at something within myself. I have to look at my model, at my practice. What am I doing? And the biggest thing I wanted to figure out is, how do I change this in a way that I can get my passion back, that I can actually profit with purpose, right? So not doing a lot for a little, but is there a way to do a little for a lot? I began to question, I began to wonder. And so I went out in search of the answer. And for many of us, you know, we all have our own hero's journey. Now, I've had many iterations of my journey, but in my practice life, it became getting so frustrated, so stuck that I had to heed the call. I was given an invitation, stay where I was at, keep doing the same things I was doing, keep spinning my wheels. Things were good. I was paying the bills. I was making my paycheck, but I just knew I wasn't sharing my greatness. I knew there was a better way. I knew there was a different way. So if you will, universe, you know, life presented me with an invitation to go down a different path. And I said, I'm going to go down this different path. And for me, that meant going out and investing a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy with some of the top coaches, trainers, and mentors, and not just in the health space. Let me be really clear about this. I think some of my most amazing coaches were in the business, marketing, branding, media, speaking. So I went out and really went to look at all of these elements, all of these areas. And here's what happened. Here's why I'm telling you all of this. So after years of struggling, trying to figure out how to put it together, I then okay, I'm distilling this down, everything I'm learning from these top coaches, from these elements of what it takes to really have the most successful business, okay, from the top businesses out there. And I looked at the formula and I distilled it down, and that's when we began to lay the foundational framework for the cash pay practice system. So I then went to work implementing this in my brick and mortar. And when I did that, some really cool stuff happened. I immediately closed my first high ticket cash pay transformational health program. It was $6,500. Now, that was a really, really, really big deal. And I know I've shared the story before, but you can't hear it enough. It was a big deal because I was coming from insurance. I was coming from a little bit of cash here and a little bit of insurance there and a little bit of cash here. And again, dibble dabbles, not understanding how to monetize. So this was the game changer. I finally understood in my practice how to monetize my value through the outcomes I delivered. And so then, as we continued to work on this and implement it, then within about 30 days, we hit our first 50K mark. And I'm going to tell you that in my brick and mortar, I never looked back. And then I transitioned out. I used that same framework and that same idea to say, how do I scale? How do I create more freedom for myself so that I don't just have to stay in this brick and mortar? And today, I want to share with you the 3 foundational steps that allow me to really look and ask myself, how do I attract a steady stream of the right client, my ideal client that really wants what I've got? And we're going to explore that today. This is a big one for all of us. How do I enroll these clients at a premium price? Now, in the cash pay practice system, we really define this as $2,000 to $12,000. 2 is on the low end, okay? The sweet spot where we see most of our clinicians is between $3,500 and $8,500 of the people working in our programs. So enrolling people in packages day after day, month after month at premium pricing, so I can actually make more money every day, okay? And how do I actually deliver? And this is where we grow to, right? Because if we don't have money, if we don't have patience, this is the foundational stuff. Then we start getting patience, we start making money, but then we say, how is this sustainable? How do I scale this? How do I deliver it in a way that serves my patient and creates freedom for you, for me, so that we can actually create the practice and the life that we love. Now, what we're going to do today, I've got behind door number 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to keep pulling this away as we go through our Facebook Live today. So we're going to go through each of these questions and we're going to begin to answer them. But before we can even tackle these 3 questions, I have to start you asking a very important question of yourself, because here's the really cool thing, and I know you know this. When you ask a question of the brain, it's going to find the answer. The better our questions, the better our answers, the greater the clarity, the greater the information resource we have to then go out and make better choices, better decisions in our lives, to know our why. So, how'd you like that? That was kind of loud, wasn't it? All right, guys, I'm laying these down as we go. All right, so for me, I started with a dollar amount. And most of us, when we're at a point in our practice, it's really easy to look at the numbers and know we're either hitting them or we're not, right? So we either need more or we're good, but we want to do even better. So for most of us, we want to start with this number. And this is a really important number because I need you to be financially healthy. I need you to be able to succeed in creating the type of practice in life that you truly want, that you truly love. And so in order to do this, the first question I really want you to do is I want to ask you, what do you want to earn? Now, I want you to write it down on paper. As you write it, I'm going to check something over here because I've got my screen in a way that I cannot see. Hey, Gail, glad that you're on, my dear. So glad you're here today. Okay, so write this down on paper. What do you want to earn? Listen, you get to call it. And I can't tell you how many times I will sit down with my clients, with my doctors and my clinicians in their practices that are stuck. And this is one of the toughest questions because they feel like, well, I don't know what I should ask for. And I don't know, let me think about my staff. And well, here's what we've got. I don't want you to think about the details, okay? This isn't what you need. I want to know what you want. And if you're not willing to answer that for yourself, then I can't help you. Just stop watching right now. You have full permission to tune in, ask your beautiful brain, what do I want to earn? And I want to really challenge you to put down a number that might scare the hell out of you. And that's okay. It's okay because you're never going to grow beyond where you are. If we can't shake the dirt off the roots, if we can't expand your mindset, if we can't get you thinking bigger, seeing what is possible for you, because I know you are an impact master. You're here in this space. You are a fellow healthpreneur. And what I know about you is that you every day are positively making a difference. You're impacting people's health, which thereby impacts their lives. That is priceless. It's invaluable. You are a true change maker. And so we got to help you change your own mindset so that we can get you from where you're at to where you want to be. So what is it that you really want to earn? And here's the big thing. Why? Why? So when we are willing to ask this, something you will hear me talk about often if you guys haven't before, I talk about it all the time inside of the Cash Pay Practice System. You have to understand the why behind the buy. You see, you, I, all of us, our prospective patients coming into our practice, we all are driven by values. We have a value system, okay? And our whys typically align with our values. I either want more of that or less of that because that's either what makes me feel good or what doesn't, okay? So when you know what you want to earn and why, then we start to get inspired. We start to get excited. Now we can really kind of let the rubber meet the road and we can get somewhere. We can start to create positive momentum because I say this all the time. If it doesn't matter enough to you, if you're not committed to your why, then you're never going to achieve your outcome. If good is good enough, then that is okay. We get what we tolerate, right? In our business, in our health, in our lives. And this is not a judgmental statement. This is just a moment for you and for I. And trust me, I call myself on the carpet all the time on this. I have to walk my talk. And I'm going to tell you, there are days that I fail miserably at the things that I'm sharing with you. And I have to go back to the drawing board myself. I'm a firm believer that we all need that accountability partner. Because if we're truly going to walk our talk, if we're going to truly make the impact and deliver the results that we're here to make, we need to be able to stay focused. I am a Gemini. I'm a creator, okay? I am a visionary that likes to think big, so I create too much stuff sometimes. So I sometimes, yes, I know this is going to be hard to believe, you guys, sometimes I lose focus. And if I lose focus, then what do you think happens in my business? What do you think my office looks like when I lose focus? What do you think happens to my calendar when I lose focus? What do you think happens to my family, right? And I know the same thing happens for you. Look, we're all busy. We're wearing many hats, and that's okay. I'm here to tell you there's no shame in your game. We're human. It happens. But if you really care about what you want, then you have to be willing to say, I can't do it on my own. I want results, and I get that I need to be held accountable to my vision, to my why, so I can make it happen. But here's the thing. I'm not just here to be your rah-rah and to be your coach. I'm here to help you to have a system to let you know exactly how you get what it is you want. Now you might remember, here we go, next rip, stay with me. What a sound. Okay. And we're back. You might remember me saying the first number that was important for me was the 50K mark. Okay, so whatever number you just wrote down of what you want to make a month or what you want to make a year, we're going to reverse engineer. And I'm a firm believer that you get to be at choice, right? You can work harder, you can work smarter. Some days I'm working harder, but I like to work smarter. Okay, so this is the methodology I use all of the time in anything that I'm going to do that really concerns money. Okay, so in your practice, in the cash pay system, the first place we have to help you to understand, if we're going to help you to attract, enroll, and deliver, we got to get clear on what you want and why. So that what should be a number. And now you get to say, do I want to do a lot for a little or a little for a lot? I could do 100 somethings, services, visits, lab tests, supplements at $500 to get to my goal. I could do 50 at $1,000 to get there, 25 at $2,000 to get there, 10 at $5,000 to get there, 5 at $10,000 to get there. Now, like I said, the sweet spot for our doctors and our clinicians that are enrolled in our cash pay practice system is they're really in here, around 3,500 to 8,500 is where most of their packages and their programs are really priced at. And here's what I want you to know. This, because it was weird for me at first, and I'm not going to lie. And I actually came from, I think that sales is in my blood. My dad was selling as long as I can remember. In high school, I, was in selling, I was in business and marketing class, and I was like the top salesperson. So sales has never been a scary thing for me because I believe that sales is just speaking passionately about what you believe in. It's really about being an advocate. So I don't feel that there's anything untoward. I'm very good with it. But I was doing a lot for a little. I was placing the value in the wrong things. I was placing the value in my time. I thought, oh, well, they're paying for the time with me. I placed the value in the actual, therapy or modality. I placed it in my knowledge. I've got these degrees and I've got these titles. And so I placed it in the wrong place. Because you see, what happens is people, if I can give them an outcome in 10 minutes versus an hour and 10 minutes, which one do you think they're going to choose? Which one would you choose? Okay, so we make the mistake that it's about our time. It's not. We want, you and me, as well as our patients, want outcomes. We want value. So when we create something at a higher price, when we value ourselves and what we deliver in our practice, we create value. Now listen to this. Here's where it gets really awesome. This is what transforms your practice. Yes, you're going to do less for more. You're not going to have as much busy work. You're not going to be as pulled and as pushed. You're not going to feel as tired, as thin, and worn out at the end of the day. Well, that's not such a bad thing, is it? It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Okay, so stay with me. But what happens is now you bring in the people that the moment they've got to make a decision, are they in, are they out? Is this right? Is it not? Do I want the outcome that this doctor, this clinician, this facility can deliver to me? And if you do it right, which we teach all about in cash pay system, the answer is yes. So now they've committed because they're pulling out money. They're making an investment in themselves. This is the game changer. When you get the type of patients in your practice that value their decisions, their health, what do you think happens? I'll tell you what happens. They show up on time. They come in for every visit that you've scheduled. They watch the online modules that you've asked them to watch. They go to the classes that you have created for them to go to. They are invested in their outcome. And so they follow through to achieve it. Now, not only is this good for the patients because they're getting results, and not only is your bottom line increasing so you're getting results, but now think about the impact that makes for you, the doc, the practitioner, that you every day get to have this practice filled with patients that are committed and compliant and joyful, and they come in sharing about their results, and they're talking about, how this is improving and how that's improving and how they just got this raise and how they went out on a date with their husband for the first time and they felt good in their skin again. It saved the marriage. How many times, and I know that you guys have had this, how many times, if you're doing the job right, does the spouse call or come in and say, thank you for giving me my wife back? That's the kind of stuff, you guys, that when you do these high price cash pay programs, this is the type of stuff that happens. And it's so rewarding. It's exciting and exhilarating, and you fall in love again every single day with why you are a healthpreneur, with why you are a leader out there with all the credentials, with all the training, with everything behind your name. So now let's rip to the next page and see what awaits us. Oh, Dr. Ellie, so glad you're here. Love that you're here, Dr. Ellie. Thank you, darling. All right, so listen, now we're going to get into the 3 questions, right? I told you the 3 foundation principles: attract, enroll, deliver. So the first question is, okay, so how do I attract a steady stream of the right client? The biggest mistake we're all making is we are doing outdated marketing. We're marketing to the wrong person. We don't understand how to leverage it to get the right patient. But here's the problem. I talked about this on last week's video. I told you why niche marketing is wrong, okay? Because we go out thinking, oh, I just need to market to ADHD. I just need to go out and market to what? To thyroid, to diabetes, to this condition or that condition. For 2 things with this. First, let me tell you, when you market to the condition, you're going to get a person that's already in the victim mindset. They've identified with a diagnosis, with a label, with a condition. Not to say that you can't help to break them free from that, but they're going to be typically more demanding of your time, of your energy, of your resources, okay? Because they're stuck in the problem. And you're trying to still, even though you're doing it with healthy, natural things, you're still trying to manage a problem. Here's what happens. High ticket, high cash pay, we stop selling the problem. We stop selling our knowledge. We stop selling our title and our time because we think this is what people want. That's not how we get the right patient. We start selling our value-based outcomes. And I'm going to tell you, this is where it gets tricky. This is where so many of us can get confused because we're like, well, I do lots of things. I help a lot of people. And it feels more general and it feels more vague and it can get confusing. And this is where things immediately can break down. And this is why, my friends, at Cash Pay Practice System, we focus really in here and we help you to get clear. Not just on, well, here, and trust me, listen, you guys, just even 6 months ago, I'm out there telling you, okay, what's the big problem that you solve? How much, how many people coming through your practice need it? And the bigger the problem and the bigger the need, the bigger the price tag that you can charge. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. So I'm not saying I've misinformed you. That's kind of old school marketing. And that's very much how do we pick a niche. But what has to come even before that is you have to understand your value, the real, these words, value and outcome, I don't think it's enough. The way that you help to truly impact and transform people's lives. I don't want you to just think about conditions. I don't want you to think about trying to compete with the niche, because when you're doing niche marketing, you're a commodity. That means you are going to be compared to every other doctor or clinician that's marketing that same title, that same service, that same degree. When you break out of the commodity trap, now you set yourself out as an expert. You leverage yourself in such a way that you start telling the narrative about how about how you get them those results. Okay, so literally, I think I shared this last week with Dr. John. You know, we really helped to redefine, and he's a functional medicine doc, but we redefined his value. For him, his value, what he loved doing so much, was about being a detective doctor. Literally, yourdetectivedoctor.com is now Dr. John Baird's, okay? So you can't get it, it's his. But we went in and really helped to find what he treasured, what he loved, what was juicy to him, and what he delivered that nobody else could in the same way that he does. It was a differentiator. So we start to look at things differently. So the old way doesn't work, guys. And I'm going to tell you, oh my goodness, literally, I have docs coming to me all the time to see about enrolling in our coaching and our programs that have gone and worked with other coaching programs that they will tell them all day. You got to throw a lot of money at it, and you got to do dinner talks. You got to get out there and do talk after talk after talk after talk. And I'm going to tell you, it's an old way. It's going to keep you exhausted and running and throwing and spinning and going, and you are going to wear down your own gifts, strengths, value, and talent. There's a better way. Keep watching. I'm going to help you to understand it, okay? So you don't have to go out and do talks ad nauseum. Screenings. How many of you gone out and done screenings, blood pressure screenings, spinal screenings? You know, you go out and do health fairs, you go out and do the 5Ks, you're doing a podcast, you're hearing all the time. And I've told you this too, and I'm going to tell you why things are shifting. Content, content, content. Here's a couple of things. All of this stuff, we can produce a lot. We can go out and do a lot. If you've watched any of my marketing lectures, you understand that there is a marketing funnel. There is a process. And I always tell you to start with the end in mind. You ask yourself, for what reason? If I'm going to do a Facebook Live, if I'm going to do an ad, if I'm going to do a talk, if I'm going to do a 5K, why am I doing this? What result do I hope to achieve from this? Now, if you are new in your community, and you just want people to know you, then this stuff is all groovy, because this is all about awareness. It's about letting them know, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And there is a portion of your marketing that, yes, you have to grab their attention. But this takes a long time. This is a lot of front-loaded money, time, energy, and effort. And you are running a business. You are trying to take care of your already busy practice. And if I ask you to do more and more and more and more, what happens? It doesn't get done, does it? It doesn't get done. You feel more overwhelmed. You feel more frustrated. You feel like you can't keep up and you can't compete with the younger doctors that are out there leveraging, younger meaning fresh out of school. Okay, I'm not talking about an age of how old we are chronologically. Younger to the IT scene, younger to these digital marketing tools. So I can't tell you week after week how many docs come into our programs that say, Melissa, I feel like I've missed the boat. If you feel that way, I'm here to tell you that you haven't. I promise you, it is easier than you think. It is confusing at first, okay? I should say it's simpler than you think. It isn't always easy, but when you know exactly what to do, it can be very simple. And when you know exactly what to do, when you know exactly how to do it, then you know how to take the right action to get it done. But when you're just seeing all this stuff and you're like, oh, I should be doing videos and I need to be writing blogs and I need to go out and do a talk, you just keep loading more on yourself. And again, I call it, I'm Italian, throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks, right? Okay, and we know how well that works. It doesn't. You don't know what's going to happen. The beautiful thing about today is we have so much at our fingertips from an analytic standpoint. We can see data real time to let us know if the things we're doing work or not. And we're going to talk about this. So this is the old way, right? You guys with me? I'm trying to look at my time. We got a lot to go through. Hopefully you guys can stay with me. I will do my best to wrap this within 15 minutes to keep it at a 45-minute mark, okay? So here's the new way. Here's the new way. And this isn't just the Melissa way. I'm going to tell you, over the past 5 years that we have been teaching this system to doctors across the country, it has gone through iteration after iteration. I continue to improve upon it. We continue to optimize it so that our clients continue to get more amazing results week after week, month after month. Because what was going on 5 years ago is no longer relevant in today's digital marketing space. So I want you to know the new way to attract your right ideal patient in a low cost, affordable, time efficient manner, where you don't have to go out and hustle with heart. You don't have to be gone until 9, 10 o'clock every night. You don't have to be at the office at 7 a.m. because you're trying to fill in all these gaps. You don't have to go try to find all these blog writers and. You can if you want to, okay? I'm not saying that there's not value in content. There is tremendous value in content. But again, what is your goal right now? If your goal is to increase profits, if your goal is to increase your business, then let's focus on the system, on the tools, on the pathway that will actually allow you to achieve that result. Fair? Once you get in that rhythm, now we can focus on more content, more content, more content. But don't stress yourself out, all right? Take a breath with me. I know I just gave you some permission to take a deep breath, and it's all good. What do we got? Darcy, thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for your feedback, Darcy. Love to hear it. All right, guys, so here's what we need. We need one simple funnel. And this word in and of itself can be confusing. What in God's name, Melissa, is a funnel? I hear this word all the time, and everybody has a different approach. Things are changing. I'm going to give you the simple. And luckily, again, I go out every week. I'm spending the time, you guys, on the webinars, on coaching calls with the people that are the leading marketers. I'm out there getting the information to shortcut it, to bring it to you, because you're in your practice seeing these patients. You don't have the time to do all this. So literally just spoke with a funnel expert yesterday, and she's now part of our Cash Pay Practice team. She's going to be one of our coaches for our clients that work with us, and we're so excited. So this is the simple funnel, and I call your funnel your filter. If you want to attract the right person to your practice, the first thing that you need to realize is that not every person is the right patient. Your funnel begins to do what I like to call weed out the tire kickers. It's going to do the heavy lifting so that by time people get to your practice, they are already a nice, warm, juicy lead that is there knowingly. There's no surprises. They're there because they want to. They're there because they view you as the expert. They're there because they believe that you can help them achieve the outcomes they want. You don't want to have to wait until somebody gets into your practice to try to do your song and dance, to try to tell them why this is this great way of functional medicine or natural medicine or integrative medicine or holistic medicine or whatever we're calling it this week. Why this natural approach is better than taking a pill for an ill that only treats. Doesn't correct. So you should not be taking your time trying to educate somebody on why what you do is valid. You don't have to prove yourself, okay? You're going to use your funnel to filter. Either people want you or they don't, and you do not want them taking up your precious time on your books only to realize that they're not the right fit. So here's what the funnel does. Okay, so we've got a Facebook ad, and you guys, we really go into this inside of the Cash Pay Practice system today because I'm trying to keep us on time. I can't go into all of it, but the beautiful thing about Facebook, it lets you be so incredibly targeted. One of the things, in order to create a very, very targeted ad, and we do this in depth inside of the Cash Pay Practice system, is we help you to really dial in not only to your outcomes, okay, but we dial into who really needs them specifically. Not just, well, women between the ages of this and this. That's like, I'm talking, where does she shop? What kind of foods does she eat? How much money does she make? Does she shop with Amex? You know, what's her zip code? What kind of car is she driving? Like, we get really detailed. Where else? Who else is she following? What books is she reading? All of that kind of stuff. You can really dial in on Facebook for a very affordable price. It's beautiful. It's incredible. It's awesome. Okay, so you're going to start with a very targeted, dialed-in Facebook ad to your ideal client, the one that you're going to have a high-ticket cash-paying program that delivers results, gives them the outcomes they've been looking for. Yes? Okay, great. And so now This Facebook ad is going to take them to a lead magnet. Now, this just hot off the presses from Nicholas Kuzmich himself, the #1 Facebook marketer. Spends more than $1 million a day on ads. Dude knows what's up, okay? So this isn't Melissa just saying, hey, do it the Melissa way. I'm bringing you tried, true, and proven information. So you're going to take them to a lead magnet. We've got some beautiful lead magnets that we've designed for our people, and they are awesome. It's approximately a 3-page PDF. Now, in this PDF, you're going to help to immediately deliver value. You're going to immediately give them an outcome, okay? Big problem, big questions. What is it that your people really want and need? Your lead magnet's going to give that to them very, very simply. Now, that's just giving you their name and their email. It's giving you an opportunity to start to build a relationship, establish rapport, nurture this person, and bring them into your tribe. But to keep it a fast sales cycle, from the lead magnet, there's going to be another call to action in that next call, because you've just given them value and they're feeling really good about what you just delivered in that PDF. You're going to take them to an invitation to have time with you in a webinar. Now, remember all the talk I just said 5 minutes ago about the groups out there saying, you got to do these talks, you got to do these talks, you got to do these talks. I'm going to tell you that speaking is absolutely the way to go to build credibility, okay? But there's a way to talk today. So it's not about us getting up there and being doctors. It's not about explaining the methylation pathway. It's not about any of that. It's that you understand there's a whole psychology to how to communicate in a way that emotionally engages, connects, and gets a potential prospective patient to say yes and to engage with you, to go to that next step. So what we teach you, so the registration page is going to tell them, it's going to give them a promise of what they're going to get on the webinar. The webinar is where you're going to spend about 45 minutes with them, and you're going to connect to them at the deepest emotional level, very authentically. And yes, you're going to share some of your knowledge, but it's not about more information. It's not about more stuff that's going to make them feel bad or be confusing. You're going to cut right to the chase, and you're going to help to connect with them and let them know, I understand. We are here to help you in these specific ways to get these specific outcomes. And here's how we do it. And here's how you can start right now. So you've always got to give them something. So today, I'm giving you guys a lot because I want you to leave here empowered, excited, charged up, ready to go. My greatest gift is when people don't need me. Now look, I don't have a very healthy business if you don't need me. So refer people if you don't. If you know somebody else that does, I'm happy to take your referrals. But my point is, my greatest gift is when you get to fly free. When you get to implement the stuff and you're such a rock star doing it and you feel so good about it that it's all on autopilot and you are creating the practice and the life you love. You are out there having the freedom, having the success, having the joy, having the passion returned, okay? So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's why we do what we do here at Cash Pay Practice System. And then finally, you take them to an appointment application. This is huge, you guys. Let me tell you what's going on in this funnel. The Facebook ad gets their interest. The lead magnet's delivering value. This value helps them to feel like, I can trust this person. Remember, know, like, and trust? Know, like, trust. This is what's going on here. And now you're getting to a point where they're trusting you enough that they want to go further. They want to find out more about you, your expertise, your credibility. So the webinar establishes you as that expert that you are. Then that appointment application clearly weeds out who it is and who it isn't for. You're going to have questions on there that are psychologically driven to produce the result you want. We teach you all about that inside of the system. All right, guys, I'm still rocking and rolling. We've got some more. Connecting is important. Absolutely, Doc. So here we go. Ready? Boom. Step 2, dose. You should see my floor with all these papers. If I had a whiteboard, we'd have a glare. So I have to use these, but it gets a little challenging. Sorry, guys. All right, so number 2, how do I enroll these clients at a premium price? Enroll is a really appropriate and good word for sell. Now, I don't want you to feel squeamish about sell. What did I say about the word sales 5-10 minutes ago? Sales is truly believing in something so much. You're not selling something like, hey, I'm trying to give you something you don't need. When you sell with purpose, when you are able to enroll, it's because you believe wholeheartedly You have confidence in what you deliver. You believe in it and you value it. And see, that's why all the way back at 1, we have to start with you valuing what it is that you really deliver, because if you don't value it, I'm going to tell you that your patients are never going to value it. So we get the type of client that we are. I know it's crazy, but it's true. Okay. So you've got to value you. You've got to value what you deliver, and you will attract those. You will attract those into your practice. So how do we enroll them? With one simple sales system. So what we teach you inside of the cash pay practice system is how to align, connect, consult to close. Okay? You must align. And I'm going to tell you, we do workshops just on this. So we have our Impact One-Day Intensives where we bring you out for the full day and you go through attract, enroll, deliver. You get the real hands-on of how to do it. And this is a tough thing for so many, because so many of us were taught to be really good diagnosticians. We weren't taught how to be really good listeners, how to be fully present, how to take the time to listen, to hear, to acknowledge, to connect. And it's not just about listening, because that's another thing I'm going to tell you. My docs all the time, they think, especially my functional medicine docs, we make the mistake that, again, we think it's all about time. They want time with us because they don't get time with their other doctors. While time is important, their time is valuable just like your time is valuable. So again, if you can do something in 10 minutes versus an hour, then you should do it in 10. Meaning, we want to know how to build and establish rapport, how to truly understand what it is that they really want, why they really want it, and if you can actually deliver it. So in our simple sales system, we actually teach you the full enrollment. We teach you how to consult, to move them into the report of findings so that you know how to deliver a report of findings with such clarity, with such confidence, with such authentic connection that aligns your outcomes with their why, that you close them, that you enroll them into your practice at the cash pay high ticket program price. Okay? This is the game changer, because I can get you patients all day, but if you don't know how to enroll them, you're dead in the water. So it's still not just about marketing. And so many of us think, well, it's just about the funnel. It's just about the funnel, but it's not. The magic happens in your practice. Okay? And now this is where it gets super cool. I'm going to get us out of here almost on time, A few more minutes. Stay with. So how do I deliver outcomes for my patients and freedom for me? One powerful high ticket program. Okay? You got to know how to build it. You got to know how to deliver it so that you can know how to scale it. So at first in our brick and mortar, we have to have a solid foundation. We're never going to be able to, I call it build, grow, and thrive. We can't grow if we don't have a solid foundation. It's like a kid who's malnourished, right? So we've got to have a very nourished, fertile soil, lovely, wonderful foundation. Your foundation is making sure that we've got the right program and we've got the right system set up through your practice to support the delivery of the program. Once we define that, what those entail, what those price points are, and what would need to happen in the practice to support it, now we can understand how to assign and roll out the protocols. What happens on visit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We help you to understand and map that process. And finally, then we help you to learn how to scale. Now, scalability is all about automation. Where can you, in your practice, become more efficient? And if your vision is ultimately to leave practice, to have a telemedicine practice where you're seeing patients from the beach, that's possible too. It totally is. But I'm going to tell you, you can't just jump to here if you don't have here. So we've got to help you make sure you got all your ducks in the row so we can build upon that solid foundation. Make sense? Okay. So when we create the system that does this, ultimately it allows you to have that freedom. It allows you to grow out of the practice, if that is what you truly want. Because I don't want you just to have more money if it doesn't mean that you don't have any more time or freedom or flexibility. So it's not just about the money, you see, but the money does enable you to at least have some more flexibility to hire in the right support, right? To get the right automation systems in place, to be able to develop it so that you can have more freedom. You should be able to go on vacation without your practice falling apart. I need you to go rest and recoup. I need you to take time for you, because if you're not taking time and honoring what you go out and preach every day, well, then you're a hypocrite. And that's not who you are. I know that. You have integrity. That's who comes into Cash Pay Practice System. You have integrity. You're showing up every day, but you got to take care of you too. And if you don't have the right system in place, you're going to crash and burn every time. So I want you to get your money right. I want you to get your time right. I want you to get your energy right so you can go out there day after day confidently, successfully, delivering your value, getting paid what you're worth, creating amazing outcomes for the people that are coming into your practice. Sound good? Come on. I mean, that's where the fun is at. That's what this is all about. Now, here's where we're wrapping up, gang. I'm at 146, and I think because we had the little snafu, I'm okay. So now, if you guys want to know more about this today, so today we now know really you got a clear number in mind. You're thinking about, how do I want to work, smarter or harder? Okay, what would that look like if I were going to create this? You're thinking now more clearly about the outcomes that you deliver. You're understanding that if you could package things in a way that you could attract a more engaged, committed client that is a joy to work with. You're getting all of that now. The wheels are turning. And if you, like me, have a lot on your plate and you get busy and you're excited and this is great, you loved this today, woohoo, but you're out there still running your practice, and if you just want to cut through the clutter and you want the actual system to go from A to B to C to D so you can roll this out literally within 6 weeks or less, you can actually get this going. This doesn't have to be theoretical. You don't just dip in once a week or once a month to see what's Dr. Melissa talking about today. You're part of our program. You get coached by me. You get coached by my team. You literally get people that help you to write your curriculum, that help you to understand how to create your ads, that help you to understand how to do your PDFs and your funnels and all that great stuff. If you want that, then you want to find out about Cash Pay Practice Systems. Woo! We're actually enrolling right now, and it's super exciting because we love bringing in new people just like you, my awesome Impact Masters. So here's the cool thing, you guys. Here's what I'm doing. So as we enroll this one, we're taking a small group, and it starts with, you get to request a complimentary, call with me. So this is really the breakthrough that we're going to help you get clear on your outcomes, your price, and what action you would have to take. Now, I'm only doing a few of these. When my books fill up, then it's going to be going to some of my coaches. Lisa or Kimberly, we've got some great coaches on our team, and we love them. All we're doing during this time, I'm not going to sell you. I'm just going to tell you guys that. You guys come in here every week with me. I'm not here selling you. Either what we do has value to you, it will help you, and it's the fit for you, or it's not. Either way, I love you. I'm not going to sit here going, how dare you? I want you to have the help if you want it. If you want to be coached by the best, if you want to be coached by the right team, if you want to have a system that will take you from A to B to C to D, then I want you to go ahead and request this consult. Now, the link is going to be right here in this thread. So you can just click it, it'll go over, it'll take you to my personal calendar, and you can get on my books. I've opened up a few spots between this week. I'm gone all next week, and we've got some the week after that. So this is happening now. I love that you guys have been on this. If you don't need this, but you know somebody else that does, then please share the love, spread the word, let people know, because I'm here on a mission to help you, my fellow healthpreneur. I know how much it sucked when I was in those places, working those long hours, missing out on precious time with my family. And when I had to look at my values and I had to look at what really mattered to me, I had to realize, wait, I'm not living in alignment. I'm not walking my talk because I'm spending all this time disconnected from the things that matter the most. So how do I build the bridge? How do I create the system that allows me to do what I love, make an impact, transform lives, and be home in time for dinner, have long weekends, go on vacations, be at my son's basketball practice? How do I get to do all that? Well, that's what we've built inside of the Cash Pay practice. You can have it too. It's easier than you think, you guys. You're not alone. You don't have to struggle. Just go ahead and request your consult. Click the link that'll be in the thread. This was a wonderful, wonderful Facebook Live with you guys today. So many of you tapped in, tuned in, gave comments, and I thank you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. From my heart to yours, I love you as always. I want you to go out there, continue to be the rock stars, continue to go make your impact, and stay amazing. See you soon. Hey friends, so thanks so much for being with us on this webinar. I hope you got immense value from it, really took away some action items that you had big aha moments and you know exactly how you want to go begin to take action and implement this knowledge, this insight, this information right away so you can truly go out and create that practice in life that you love. Now, as I promised, we are offering you, my fellow healthpreneur, a free Practice Impact breakthrough coaching call because you've watched this today. But listen, only take this if you're really serious. If you're at the point that you're serious, you're 100% committed to really, getting out of the muck, getting out of the fog, getting clear, putting the pieces together and having a plan, being able to move forward with confidence, with clarity so that you can actually achieve results, well, then I want you to go to practiceimpactcoaching.com. Now that page is strictly to request your free breakthrough coaching call. On that call, you're going to have time with myself or one of my team members, and we are going to make sure that you get really clear on your value. We help you to understand the opportunities available and the price points that you could charge in creating your premium cash pay care program, and then really giving you kind of your own blueprint of the next action steps you need to take so that you can move forward with confidence and with success. So if you're ready for that, if you're ready for that type of clarity, if you're ready for that type of accountability, for that type of just success and momentum, then take action now. Again, go to practiceimpactcoaching.com. I'm Dr. Melissa. It was an honor sharing this time with you. And until next time we connect, continue to stay amazing and go make your impact.